You guys seen Grayson Rodriguez? Huh? You got that Dusty Cup later? Kick ass, man. Somebody hit my music.
Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
money.
Let's get to the
money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmakers getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K, the 4 units getting played. Always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty all picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
Yeah.
And here we go. Welcome to the Balking Den, fellas, where there is no sleep for the wicked. Coming off another solid day, guys. A 2-run 9th inning away from another sweep with some good reads on Castillo, Nola, and Paxton yesterday. But yesterday is over, and we're back to square one. And not a better day to have to start over than a day with the hottest hitting segment in all the land. And I'm speaking ribeyes with Mike. So let's get to the money. You already know this show is sponsored by by W. It's clean energy powder with no come down to your day. And simply, guys, scan that QR code on screen. You're going to get 10% off your first order by using the best promo code on God's green earth. If you haven't already, guys, do me a favor, smash that like button and make sure you have them notification bells on. I will read out the best bets at the end of the show, as long as you hashtag that We Be Pubbin'. Or if you have any questions for me, I will give you my opinion. So throw it in the chat and we will get it at the end. On this show, we will talk the first line opened up on a K-prop, also the best line available 30 minutes prior to this show. Then we will see where the value lies between the books and PrizePicks. Of course, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks as well. So if you haven't gone over there and use that promo code PUBSPORTS, you're going to get a match deposit up to 100, minimum of 25. First guy on the board, Grayson Rodriguez versus the Blue Jays, number 61 in the black book. He's striking people out this year 24.5% of the time while walking people 9% of the time. Opened him up last night on DraftKings, 6+ minus 165, where this morning it was still 6+. It's super juiced, or 7+ to the super plus money over on FanDuel, where the best line available now has finally came back down to a minus 140 on DraftKings, but still that's to the 5.5. There is still plus money out there as well to the 6.5s. PrizePicks has them at a flat 6, whereas pitching outs under over are at a flat 17 on PrizePicks, where the projected lineup is 6 righties and 3 lefties. We get Grayson Rodriguez now in his third matchup with the Blue Jays this year, with the first game coming back on May 20th, going 5 innings, 2 earned runs while striking out 6. Then again on August 2nd, he had 5 innings, 3 earned runs while striking out 6 yet again. Now we get a super juice 5.5 or even a 6.5 on FanDuel. As I don't care how much plus money is on the 6.5, he hasn't had more than 6 in any of his last 10 games. So the books are telling me they don't want us to bet this over, as no one will be looking to bet his under. So they put it at a price we won't bet, or a number that he hasn't hit in his last 10 games. And we look at the Jays' numbers over their last 15 days, as they are walking league average, bottom 10 in isolated power, while also striking out 24% of their at-bats. Now, the other 2 times he faced the Jays, the first time the lineup numbers said they were not hitting and only striking out 21% of their at-bats. Where the second time he faced them, the lineup was smashing the ball, yet striking out 27.5% of their at-bats. And Rodriguez did give up 3 runs when they were crushing the ball, yet he still had 6 strikeouts. And whether the K percentage said fire or not, he had 6 strikeouts. So the overall projected lineup has a bad, not terrible, but a terrible K percentage, guys, as well, versus G-Rod. When we look at the numbers, as yeah, they have a 30.5% career strikeout percentage in 46 at bats versus this man. So I get it. I get why there's juice on it. Now, is the question is, are we going to be willing to go up, or what are we going to do with it? Now, it has came down to the minus 140. And if the lineup numbers do tell me to play it, then fuck, I got to get in and play it, guys, because this may be one of those days that Grayson Rodriguez has a career type day. This team's not hitting like the first time they seen him. Granted, they're not striking out at a godly 27.5% like the second time. The overall numbers say it's a 24% strikeout percentage, which is still bad, where 27 is where we look to stick the knife in. So we got a team not hitting. We got a team striking out, where he hasn't had both of those combined in the 2 times that he's played. It's either been one or the other. So, yeah, he's got a team not hitting, a team striking out, and a career K percentage of 30.5 versus this lineup. It's over or nothing here, guys. And I get it. Just try to get it for the 5.5, in my opinion, because the guy hasn't had fucking more than 6 in his last 10 games. So I just don't believe in paying up, but I understand what the books are seeing. I'm looking at the lineups. This is now the 3rd time, and it says he shouldn't get shelled. And if he's out there 6 innings, I don't understand how he doesn't have 6 strikeouts versus this lineup. That is projected, that is. So lineups pending. I'll look to get in if I can get a 5.5. Now we've got Bobby Miller at the Guardians, the killer, number 53 in the black book, striking people out 22.5% of the time, while walking people 7% of the time this year. Open him up 5+ minus 150 on BetMGM, to where the best line available to that 4.5 now is at a minus 135 on DraftKings. PrizePicks not available on PrizePicks for his K prop. Yeah. That means something there, fellas, which means they put it at a 5 and got smackled McGackled to the under. Pitching outs, under over 16.5. Projected lineup is 6 lefties, 3 righties, as the lineup did come out. Let me see how many lefties are in that lineup. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lefties, 3 righties, exactly like the projected lineup said. So we get the killer Bobby Miller himself in a matchup with the no-fly zone Guardians, who cannot hit a broadside of a barn right now. As we look at their numbers, they're not walking, they're not hitting with a bottom 5 team isolated power, yet also not striking out less than 19% of their at-bats. And when we get a juice 4.5, we want in. If we want in on his over, which should be even money to the 4.5. So the fact that they're adding on all the juice seems to me like the books want us to bet is under here, guys, as that's the only way I could look here. As when Bobby Miller has faced any of my no-fly zones this year, it's only 1-4 to the over 4.5, having 4 strikeouts and 6 innings of work versus the Nationals. Only 3 strikeouts and 4 innings of work versus the Astros, as well as another solid 6-inning game versus the D-backs, but only 4 strikeouts. The one time he did hit his over was by the hook versus the Mets, as he didn't make it 5 innings, but he did have those 5 strikeouts. Now, the only reason why I already did not pull that trigger on the under, guys, is this just isn't the same damn Guardians team that I've grown up watching and betting versus or against. As we could have got Laureano in the lineup, which he's not today, but we still got Cole Calhoun in the lineup. And yes, I know his numbers say he's not striking out, and I get it. Fuck, dude, that's Cole Calhoun. Let me tell you, I watched this guy as an Angel plenty of times. This guy's ass. So I was starting to run the lineups before the show started as it came out. I'm looking under, guys. That's the only way I could look. Even if this dude is humming, they will not let Bobby Miller go past the 6th inning mark, as in it's in the blueprints, guys, and bringing him up. And you could tell by that by looking at the box score last week when he was in cruise control. Oh, cruise control. Oh, oui. Yeah, 6th inning, 74 pitches, and Dave Roberts went over there and shook his hand and told him good game. That is the blueprint for him. So no matter what, he's only going 6 even if he's humming, and he's never hit more than 5 in 1 of 4 chances he's hit 5 in a no-fly zone spot. So I went through the lineups K percentage. There was only one guy who was striking out above a 22 or 20 or above a 24%, with another guy striking out 23. Those two guys happen to be in the 4-5 hole. He is going to see those guys at least 3 times by the way that they're hitting. Their isolated power in this lineup is better than their overall numbers, as they're near that 150 mark, which is middle of the league. Still nothing to write home about. Now, another thing I did want to run up and check up before I made the bet, because I do not want to just rush to betting, as I got to pay rent, guys, off this shit. And I want to go check how they did versus, I know their strikeouts weren't there, but I want to see who was in the lineup versus Keller and Quinn Priester, as they both throw a high velocity 2-seamer or a sinker. And I just want to see if a lot of those Guardian guys were in there, because they gave him a problem. They gave both of those guys problems. They put the ball in play a whole lot and gave him fits. So I want to make sure I got at least 6 to 7 of those guys to that I can match up. I know Bell won't be there, and I know maybe one other, but I would like predominantly the Guardians lineup, because this is a low number, but I get it. But I get the low numbers. So it's either under or pass for me, and I will figure that out as we talk about ribeyes with Mike. But before we get to that, we already know on this show, guys, we tend to have a new segment. It may be your favorite segment, and it's called the Titty Capper Play of the Day. And it's not always a K prop. It's just that one prop that everyone and their mom is giving out as their bet, including your favorite Titty Capper. Show, guys, we know we stay away or we fade, as if you're fading, you're 4-0 so far since we started tracking in spots, guys, that no one would look to go the other way. And today, guys, it's an under that everyone and their mom is saying there is mad value in. And what I say to value is there value in a losing ticket? Because the Titty Capper Play of the Day is Justin Verlander versus the Red Sox, guys. Number 40 in the black book, striking people out at 27.5%. Well, walking people 6% of the time. Opened him up 6+ minus 165 on DraftKings, where in the morning, at least FanDuel had a 6+ minus 118, where no other book was offering minus 140 or less to that 5.5. And the best line available is still on FanDuel, sitting right where they had it at minus 118 to the over. PrizePicks has them at a flat 5.5, whereas earn runs under over are a 2.5. The projected lineup is 5 lefties and 4 righties. Now we get to talk us JV versus the Red Sox. And when we look at the Red Sox versus right-handed pitching over the last 15 days, yeah, they're not walking, but yet they're hitting the ball, guys, with a nice team isolated power near 190, as they're tops in the league at not striking out at just 17.5% of their at-bats. And we get a 5.5 juice to the fucking gills, or there was some super plus money on the 6.5 out there last night, which doesn't make sense, as Verlander has only hit the over 5.5 just 50% of his last 10, and 20% to the over 6.5 his last 10. Yeah, let me talk to you guys. The books don't do and don't give out free money. And that is when the K percentage says, hell no, like the Boston Red Sox do, guys. They usually take away juice and maybe even take a strikeout away. But no, we're going to add on 50 cents or even a gosh damn strikeout, because why? because they want under money, guys, here. And checked it up on Twitter, went and searched Justin Verlander, and I started laughing. Under 6 on PrizePicks, under 6.5, lock it, value here, value. Ha! Fuck me running. Now, can I tell you how Justin Verlander is somehow going to end up with 7 strikeouts today? No. I wanted to bet the under here, guys. That's my first way going into it. And then I'm looking at the line and I'm staring at it, and they're just sitting there begging. They were giving out so much good plus money to the under. This dude's only hit it 5 of the last 10, and he's only hit the 6.5, guys, versus the White Sox and the Angels over his last 10 games. 2 teams in the top 5 at whiff and chasing. That's not the fucking Boston Red Sox. I get it. Justin Verlander's back at home. Justin Verlander going back to last year at home. And the one game this year is dominant at home. Am I going to say he's cheating? That's up to you to figure out. But his strikeouts went up 3 Ks per 9 from each side of the plate last year in Houston than compared to on the road. So we do got him there. And if you look at his K per 9 this year, guys, it's going to say it's split each way. But we've talked about how positive regression was coming for Verlander, as his velo was just fine. His spin rate was actually up on every pitch from last year. So eventually the strikeouts were going to start coming. And they are coming, and they're going to start coming in bunches. And they are projected 5 lefties, where last year, guys, he had a 2K per 9 versus lefties higher than from the right-handed side. And yeah. Somehow, some way, JV is going to have 7 strikeouts today. Now, are they due to finally win one? You motherfucking right they are. But because the fact I wanted to bet the under, and it is the Titty Capper play of the day, I just got to let it go, guys. You've got to let it go or fade it. There's just no way you can do what they want you to do, guys. They have open arms singing kumbaya to what seems to be easy money. And we all know no such thing in life is easy fucking money. Now we get to the part of the show, guys, where we have the hottest hitting prop segment in all the land. And this man don't fuck around with no white meat, especially salmon. And I'm talking us some ribeyes with Mike.
I didn't want salmon! I said it 4 times! Wedding is horseshit.
Wedding is horseshit. What's good, Mikey Mike, bro? How you doing? Coming in off another hot night again last night. A hot day again the day before. And the day before, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before. What's good, bro? You're on mute if you're talking.
We smashed it there on Sunday. Trying to smash it again today, man. But, you know, we caught some breaks yesterday. It was a fun day. We caught some alternate lines with some great numbers. But, you know, it's funny, the evolution. I used to hate baseball. In fact, I still don't really like baseball, but I think it's one of my more profitable sports, you know, and I think it's because of my disdain for baseball that I can look at these things, you know, with a clear mind. I don't get swayed one way or the other. I've got my teams, but my teams have never really swayed me when it comes to betting anyway. So anyhow, I'm sad to see this. This is the first time I'll say this publicly in my life. I'm sad to see the baseball season starting to come to an end. So, you know, that being said, though, man, it's been a great season, and I'm excited, dude. Let's get into these RBI props and smash these guys. I like the Titty Capper segment, too.
Hey, bro, the Titty Capper segment's real, dog. Bro, everybody likes a pair of titties, dog. You just got to be careful because they'll always get you into trouble. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, man, I was never a big baseball guy either. Matter of fact, I hated baseball growing up. I played baseball until about 11 years old. I went the whole season and got pegged like 19 times by all my friends in school. Didn't get a goddamn hit and sucked. I fucking sucked. I hated that sport, dude. So I wrestled and played football growing up. And then I was on a California State prison yard for a very long time. And there's 5 baseball games going daily, guys. And you got to figure out how to pass your motherfucking time. And as a guy who loves sports, started listening to baseball and started like enjoying it. Like when you listen to some of these announcers, Vince Scully, the Giants announcers, like they fucking love it. And they just get you to start. Man, how can you not love it? So I hate watching it on TV. I'll turn the volume down because they're there just to feed you poison. Where the guys on the radio, they're fucking old baseball players. They
Yeah.
love the sport. They're traditionalists. They're there to talk baseball with you like they're your best friend. And I like it. So yeah, I've learned more from listening to the radio and capping than I have any other capper in my life. These guys give you gold nuggets. They're telling you stuff that they don't looking to gamble, bro. But their job is to fill in 3 hours of information on their team. Okay, let's go. So let's get right into the first game, and we're gonna talk a game that I've touched on a bit, and it's the Kikuchi square off rematch with Grayson Rodriguez, and this game is pivotal right now for both of these teams. So, who are you gonna be looking at in this one?
Yeah, this should be a lot of fun. So I'm going back to the guy that was the winner for our Sunday parlay there in Mountcastle. Give me some Mountcastle. And you know what? I wrote down everybody else's numbers but him. So I'll pull it up here really quick. But from a Mountcastle perspective, he's a beast. He's seven hits in his last 12 games. He's got 4 home runs, all versus lefties. I'm sorry, 7 of 12 hits are against lefties, 4 home runs. He's 356 out there when it comes to batting against lefties. He likes it. This month he's hitting a 403, and he's hitting a 480 against Toronto. So I think Kikuchi could be vulnerable tonight, although I hope I'm not trying to thread the needle too much because I saw some great numbers and tilts on the under here. But, Mountcastle is going to start my card off at plus 175. So give me some Ryan Mountcastle, man. I think it's a great spot. Great spot in the lineup. Versus Kikuchi. He's a guy that's got some quality at-bats there. He's got 12 at-bats. He's hit the ball 7 times, as I mentioned, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs. He's averaging a 583 specifically against Kikuchi. He's not scared of lefties. In fact, he embraces it. So that's where I started my card off there. It was Ryan Mountcastle.
I like to talk about Mountcastle right quick before we get in the next one. I think he's the best hitting and catching catcher, bro, we've had since Posey. And he may be better when it's all said and done, bro. Like, this dude was a legit 400 switch hitter in college. This dude calls games legitly. Like, to call a game and hit is just magnificent. And then to hit the way he's hitting, to switch hit like that, people give Ohtani all this fucking credit, bro. Ohtani doesn't play a position. I get it. It's hard to pitch and hit on the same day. That's a fucking that right there is elite.
Right.
But what Mountcastle does on the daily to study what he has to do defensively, how to call a game, and then to get in the box and also think about what's coming. And oh man, dude, he don't get enough fucking credit for what he's doing. And he's a future MVP in my eyes. It's just Ohtani need to get out his goddamn division. Next game on your board happens to be a game that everybody and their mother is talking about, and that's the Fade Wayno game. So how we getting in?
Yeah, man. So, here's a guy that I'm adding to my black book. I've been trying to kind of keep an eye on some of these guys as seasons progressed. It's nice thing about hitting is these guys do get streaky, and instead of trying to project when they are going to pop, sometimes you can just jump on the streak and ride along. And I'm going to go to my guy Kutch there, Andrew McCutchen. The righty, a lot of times in the designated hitter spot, but it looks like with today's projected lineup, he's in the 3-hole going up there against Adam Wainwright. Wainwright's a freaking bum, although I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me to see, St. Louis come back and win this game today. But that being said, Kutch is priced at 165. This morning I gave it out in Jimmy the Bag show as the RBI play of the day. And it's the ribeye, man. We're gonna eat some steak on this guy here. McCutchen, just a straight killer. And his at-bats, he's got 87. So, when you look at the card and you look at these matchups, this is a lot like that spot that I gave out on Sunday's show for those of you guys that jumped in. The most at-bats on the card with some positive connection or showing the ability to generate results is McCutchen today. 87 at-bats. He's averaging a 299. He's got 26 hits, 3 home runs, and 13 RBIs. One of the highest on the card today against a guy that I think is going to get beat up. I wouldn't be surprised to see a cash in the first inning. Those are my favorite types of ways that I like to eat my ribeyes. It's right off the gate. meat off the bone, and I don't leave anything for the dog. So that's how I roll.
What number did you get him at?
Plus 165.
All right, we still ain't hit the sweet spot yet, but we're going to be getting there. We're going to head into a game where it happens to be the same game of the Titty Capper play of the day. And that's that Hulk versus Verlander matchup. How we getting in here?
Yeah, so I don't know. I've got question around whether this guy's going to actually play or not today. He's in the 2 spot in the projected lineup, but it's Alex Bregman. And in a Bregman situation for RBIs, it's not an action spot. You're not up at it if the guy doesn't play. So if he does play, I expect this number to go down significantly. And Bregman's priced at plus 225. Plus 225. The guy's got 5 RBIs in his last 6 games. Yeah, he's playing Tanner Houck, but this is Tanner Houck's game coming off and just getting blasted in the face, right? So who knows what's going to happen? I think, if it was me, and I've never been, I've had hockey pucks growing up and things like that around the face, but I've never got blasted with a hard ball at 90 some odd miles an hour. So I'm not sure what that's going to do, but I'll tell you what it did for me when I got hit in the face with a puck. It made me think for the first couple of shifts I had my next game, this is going to hurt. I don't want to get hit in the face with a puck again. So that uncertainty and that instability kind of got me, obviously the confidence settled back in and we went away with it, but I still had that little touch of uneasiness to start things off again. Like, what if this happens again? And does lightning strike twice? Probably not. I don't think he's going to get face blasted again, but give me Alex Bregman at plus 225. That guy in this situation right now with the Houston Astros team that is battling for their lives right now to get that home field situation, divisional opportunity. To me, it just feels like the motivation's there for these guys. He's batting behind Altuve, and I think we're going to see some results from him today. And that number is just that's the ceiling there. That's that stupid ceiling number. That's like, okay, if you're going to give it to me, I'll take a shot at it.
Okay, 2 things. Shout out to the chat. Yes, I met Rochman. I'm a jackass who smoked up. Maybe I didn't smoke enough weed, and then I smoked right before the show. But y'all know what I meant. Appreciate you. You know what I meant. But yeah, the second thing is Sharpie's baked, but you called it out last night with Goldschmidt as well. These when you're noticing they're not going to be in plus 225, you're like, that just tells me he's not playing today. And that was with Goldschmidt the other day. I don't remember if it was yesterday. I have a vivid memory of like that type of stuff, bro. Like, you're able to call it out, bro. And that's what happens when you bet this type of stuff. When I watch these K props over and over and stare at these lines, you pick up the fucking trends, bro, of the books, bro. They're going to sit on your money all day. That's what they're doing when they offer you something like that, is what it seems to me. I may be wrong, but that's the way, I'm looking at it. And I've noticed that with K props and rain. When it's raining, they're going to offer you a super low number, get you to bet it overnight just so they could sucker you and hold your money all day and invest it in whatever the fuck else they're doing. So,
that's a really great point too, because it's a matter of a fraction of a penny that they make in interest off of it, but they get those pennies compound, and the more pennies they get, the more money they make, the more they profit. These are public.
That money don't go on a winner too. That money doesn't go on a winner. It just stays there and hopefully goes on a loser.
It's free money to them. They get to invest it. And bro, I'm starting to pick it up with your RBIs by bringing on your show and being on lives with you all the time. I'm starting to pick up on the trends. Like when I like RBIs and I see a 140, 150, I play that shit. Now, I've never played an RBI in my life, but the guy I'm playing today I haven't seen yet is in the same game you're going to end in. And it's not the same guy, but I think this guy's going to be on base for my RBI. So let's get to who you're betting and what happens to be Noah Syndergaard Day. And if you get on, just bet a stolen base, guys. So Freeman might get that plus 1,000 today. Bets if he gets on a stealing. Today you take your long shots. All you got to do is get on base, and you could steal on Noah Syndergaard, guys. So who you looking at for your ribeye?
Yeah, this is the old sweet spot alert, boys and girls. The Freddie Freeman spot opened up at plus 150, down to plus 145, a.k.a. the sweet spot. And, Freddie Freeman leads this team, batting average, OBP, hits, 162 hits. The Dodgers on the road, they generate results. Mookie Betts has more RBIs on the road as a result of the Dodgers playing on the road and generating results. And this is a game where I want me some shares. So, I think there's going to be an explosion in offense. I think Noah's going to get lit up. The Dodgers are in a terrific spot here on a 16-1 straight up and run line spot. So as far as a look on the game, I do think it's the Dodgers. Freddie's in that 2 spot with a couple of donuts on his number here in the last week. But what again does he have? He's got at-bats. He's got 24 of them. What has he done against Syndergaard? He's got 10 hits. He's got a home run. He's got 6 RBIs, and he's whacking away at a 417. So collectively, throw all that into the soup, give it a quick stir, turn the heat up on it, and get the Bulls out ready to serve, because I think Freddie Freeman in this spot here gets it done for us tonight. So that O's got to go. And I think Freddie Freeman and Noah Syndergaard matchup is where it's going to be. So it's right in that sweet spot for us. We've got highs, we've got lows, we've got some really great opportunities to bang this thing away. And Freddie Freeman's just too talented to continue the run that he's on. The Dodgers are red hot. That offense is explosive. They play great on the road. And I think it's a Syndergaard situation where he's going to get beat up tonight. 2-6, 49 strikeouts in his spot here, 7.16 ERA. All of that spells opportunity. He's in the 2 spot. Again, I'm looking for the first inning to cash this thing.
What was RBI on him?
Plus 145 now.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm over here looking at it at my lineup, and I'm pissed off that they did not put in JD Martinez, who in 12 at-bats is only batting 500 with no strikeouts off of Noah Syndergaard. They went with the lefty dominant lineup, which is, we can do that. We can go anywhere from 6 to 3, depending on analytics. So I'm going to look at Noah Syndergaard right quick, and I'm going to say he's worse versus lefties. And that's how the Dodgers are. They're very analytical. And let's go pull up his splits real quick before we end.
And for what it's worth, his situation today, he's in an 18-2 trend to the over. Him specifically, Syndergaard. His over has been eclipsing the total by 3.8 runs on average in that 20-game span. So think about how hard that is. 20 games, the trend shows the numbers are significant to the over. And over a 20-game stretch, you're averaging 4 runs a game that you're going over the total by. You know how hard that is to do? I mean, you got 20 games. That's not a fluke. That's not an accidental spot. That to me says there's going to be runs today. So 20 games and you're averaging a four total runs over the number that's being posted is just stupid. And
JD to the IL.
Yeah, JD to the IL, great. Once again, his hip broke or something, the fucking old bastard. But what I'm looking at too, though, guys, was I was going to look at Noah Syndergaard's under on his K-prop till I seen all that past history there. And there's no way can I bet an under versus him, guys. Now, we've got guys in this lineup that are in the top of this lineup. Peralta struck out 3 of his 7 at bats. Betts has struck out 3 of his 9. Will Smith has struck out 3 of his 7. I'm not fucking around with that under right there, okay? I'll tell you that. So, no on the under on his K-prop, as I was leaning that way, but I also wanted JD Martinez in the lineup, and it is what it is. When I looked at his splits, they were pretty much the same this year, but going back to last year, he was worse versus lefties, so I'm banking on when he was with them. That's what they're banking on. But I don't know, man. I don't get this lineup. It pisses me off that JD Martinez just went to the IL, but in a way, I do get it because there is no Rosario or Hernandez in it, which those 2 guys are ass versus righties. At the end of the day, we have them there to hit lefties. So, yeah. If you're,
I'll tell you what, I'll give you one last look here too for anybody that's interested in potentially considering a same game, or you just want another long shot to bomb away. Rojas is a guy that I would look at. Yeah, we just talked about the lefties in that side. But here's a guy that's got 27 at-bats. You know, he's in the 9 spot, which I'm not a huge fan of, but Outman's up there at the 7, who I think can get on base for him. Although Outman doesn't have any exposure against Syndergaard, he's a lefty and he's been productive. But Rojas sitting back there with 27 at-bats against this guy. He is only hitting a 185, so discretion with that opportunity. But he's priced at plus 220 as well. So it's another bomb that's out there that, for what it's worth and considering. I love the Freeman spot, but if I was feeling frisky, I might go in there and get myself a little bit of that Rojas too.
Now the Dodgers have been struggling versus right-handed pitching, but they've also seen some real elite right-handed pitching in that time span. And I'm not going to say Noah Syndergaard's anywhere near elite. Now, if he has a good game, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm really not, guys, at the end of the day. Ottman, though, is one of the bright spots in our lineup who is hitting. That you brought that up, and you brought up Ottman. He went through a struggle in the middle of the year where he was chasing, and in the last month, he's spitting on those pitches again, and he's back to his normal self. So I think that Rojas may be worth a look because I think Ottman's getting on. Ottman stolen base today, worth a look, guys. This guy's taking way better at bats over the last month. And a guy like Syndergaard, just poke it, bro. Put it into play. Do your job. If you're showing up, guys, for the recap of Ribeyes with Mike, he's going to start his day in the matchup of matchups, guys, which is crazy to say, but this has got playoff implications written all over it. And this is the Blue Jays and Oriole game. And he's going to take Mountcastle at plus 175 for a ribby. Then he's going to head on over into the Fade Wainwright play of the day, guys. And it's the Pirates, Andrew McCutchen, plus 165 for his RBI. And then he's going to head over in what seems to be a play where the books are saying he's not in the game. But if he is, they're fucking jackasses because Alex Bregman should never, ever be a plus 225 for an RBI. And then he's going to head over into another fade, guys, and that's fade Noah Syndergaard. And that means you take the man stolen base if he's going to get a hit. And this man's taking him for an RBI at plus 145, and that's Freddie Freeballin, as in AKA Freddie Freeman. Mikey Mike, I appreciate you as always. I know you got a live stream going tonight, so tell them what you got going on and where they can find you.
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff going on, man. It's exciting times, right? The seasons are finally starting to work in our direction here. We're starting to see layered in sports. It's been a terrific NFL preseason. That's another thing I can't believe I'm saying publicly. We've been finding a way to stack that cash up, and getting these opportunities to come on with you, Sharpie, are always something I appreciate. And, we have fun doing it. Love hearing the spots that you have as well. I think it's a great compliment to
Bregman's in the 2-hole.
Perfect. Watch that number drop now. But hey man, let's just keep making money. Let's keep finding a way to put it down. I try to be involved in everything Pub Sports Radio in, on, and around this channel, man. I love hanging out with you guys. Love seeing the guys in the chat, sharing that they've won. That's what it's all about, is trying to find these winners. So we give them out publicly, but we're playing them personally. And it's nice to hear that you guys are cashing with us, man. So shout out to all you guys, JPZ, Rocco, Smoky Potts, love that name, and all the gang that showed up today. So shout out to you guys, man. Thanks.
Yes, sir, bro. Until next time.
You got it, brother.
I didn't want salmon. I said it 4 times. Winning is horseshit.
Now we head into, guys, the next pitcher on the board. As we've already covered the first 3, we just finished with Ribeyes with Mike. And now we're going to get into Lucas Giolito versus the Reds. Number 30 in the black book is striking people out 25% of the time while walking people 8.5% of the time this year. Morning line was 7+ minus 150 on BetMGM, or 8+ to the plus 120 on FanDuel, where the best line is pretty much the same, guys, where MGM has the only 6.5 that's bettable, and everywhere else is either way past the minus 165 range or moved it to a 7.5. PrizePicks has him at a flat 7, whereas fantasy score on PrizePicks is over 35.5. The lineup is 5 lefties and 5. No, it's 5 righties, 4 lefties. They switched it up. It was supposed to be 6 and 3. It's now out, and it's not 6 and 3. So let's get to it. Giolito versus the Angels. We get him, guys, at home, and what looks to be the best matchup on the board if we're just going to look at K percentages, as yes, they're walking league average and smashing the ball with the team isolated power in the 200s, while also striking out 27% of their at-bats. And we have Giolito at home, as Lucas Giolito has a record of 4-0 and an ERA under 4 in 7 appearances at the Big A in Anaheim throughout his career, as he likes pitching there. And I say this because the man grew up in Santa Monica, guys, and he grew up watching the Angels and was at the 2002 World Series games between the Giants and the Angels. As this guy's just back home, literally, in a place he has pitched well in over the time he has actually been in, and the one start that he was there this year since the trade. And the books know this, guys, as they jumped him up to a 7.5 to open. And yeah, Sharpie just don't play that, guys, as this line should be a 6.5 even money. But due to the fact that no one will look to bet him under here, the books have to adjust. And so they have, and other than BetMGM, guys, at minus 150, you're not getting a freaking 6.5 anywhere. So no. I just don't do that, guys. So they didn't just add one strikeout, they added two by adding the 50 cents in juice and then mushing them up to another to get that 7.5. So I'll pay the juice. I get the tax of paying juice, guys, but to pay that, come on, man. So let's dig a little deeper into this, guys, as the books are begging you right here to bet Giolito's earned runs over 2.5 as they have it at even money. I mean, Giolito's only allowed 3 or more earned runs in 7 of his last 10 games. And if Giolito don't give up 3 or more earned runs, he should be out there, guys, 6 to 9 innings. And versus a team like this, he probably smashes over, guys, in that time span. I'm just not the one to chase. But I will always read in between the lines of these books to try to see what they're seeing, as it's helped me more often than not. As he is not, guys, if he's not on his way down to a 6.5, I just can't get in and bet it today, guys, at a full unit type of price. I have to do my due diligence. I have to cross my T's and dot my I's, and I need to run through this lineup, guys. And there's 2 things I'm looking for. Yes, I would love that K percentage, but I need a team that doesn't make contact when they chase. As in, we saw what Barrios did versus a team that didn't make contact when they chase. And I also need a team that don't walk, as if you're not going to be patient and you're not going to make contact, you're in for a long, long day versus Lucas Giolito. And the fact, guys, that this dude has 3 fishing licenses in 3 different countries, yeah, this can be a long day for the Cincinnati Reds. And like I said, the books are saying he's not giving up 3 runs. That means this guy can be out there and do damage in that time span to this team, to this lineup. So I get it if you bet the over, guys. I can't chase. If I can't get in on a 6.5 at the minus 150 range, then I just won't bet it, guys. What I will look to do if I think he's going to hum and smash and do a la, as I'll put a quarter unit on a fucking dart throw on the 9 to 10. If wherever I think he's going to end on, I'll take 2 away and see if I'm right. As the end of the day, I may have to let it go, as the books added on 2 strikeouts at least, guys, if we're paying that 7.5, as they know no one's betting this under, and they know they're getting only one-way action, where they wanted one-way action yesterday on the NOLA with open arms. They don't want one-way action here, guys. So they add and they add and they add. And that's exactly what happened. So he either smashes it or gets hooked because of what the fuck they've done to this man, as in adding and adding. So I've got to look in there. I've got to make sure I got 6 guys in this lineup that are just trash. And I may get in there on the long dart throw on what this dude may end on the day. Then we get into Jesus Luzardo at the Padres. Number 20 in the black book is striking people out at a 27.5% clip, while walking people 7% of the time. Open them up 6+ minus 116 on FanDuel, where the best line available is 6+ minus 122 on FanDuel. PrizePicks has them at a 5.5, whereas pitching outs on PrizePicks are a 15.5. Projected lineup for your Padres is 6 righties, 3 lefties. Now we get Black Jesus at the Padres for the second time this year. We're back on June 1st. Luzardo went 5.1 innings, gave up 5 earned runs, yet he struck out 8. Where the lineup was crushing the ball with an isolated power in the 220s, while yet also striking out 26.5% of the time. Now, when we look at the Padres' numbers over the last 200 plate appearances versus lefties, and it says, yeah, you want to fuck around and find out, do you? As they're walking more than 9% of their at-bats, they're hitting the ball with a team isolated power of 190, while being tops in the league at not striking out at less than 18% of their at-bats. With the 200 plate appearances actually covering the last 30 days. Now, the projected lineup is showing 3 lefties. Do you really, really want to run 3 lefties versus Jesus Luzardo? As this year and through his career, he's had at least a 1 to 1.5 K per 9 higher versus the left-handed side, with a solid K per 9 versus the right-handed side. Now, the issue I have at the moment backing Jesus is he's looking like he's running out of gas, as he has allowed 4 or more earned runs in 4 straight games, as he is already 37 innings past his most innings pitched in his career. And I normally put the brakes on a guy after 30 innings and make him prove to me that he can go, as there isn't much to go off of, guys. Usually they go 30 and cap a guy and stop him. They're letting Jesus go at this moment because they need him. They should have pulled him back earlier in the year. So they're dealing with the effects now. Now, the problem to me is he still hit his K prop over in those 2 of 4 games while getting shelled. So, yes, he can go out there and get his salad tossed and hit his K prop. But we all know good pitching does beat good hitting. And if you put 3 lefties out there, there is a very good chance that can happen here. Now, I know the Padres are crushing the ball, and I know the last 4 teams that he's faced have also been hitting lefties really well as well. So is he running out of gas, or is it teams hitting lefties? Because he's got another fucking team hitting lefties right now. So at the end of the day, I just got to stay off Luzardo, as I could see him getting his ass handed to him today, guys. And I just don't want to be involved in that. I can't look under on him right here if they're going to put 3 lefties, as you could still hit your K prop while getting your salad toss. So this is either over or nothing if they put 3 lefties in there. Now, I get it if you're looking to fade him. I get that. The dude's been asked. The Padres has been hitting lefties. But this is a prop show, and sides and totals do not correlate with a man's K prop. We will talk about that over a million times. Our last pitcher on the board is Zack Gallon versus the Texas Rangers, striking people out with a 26% clip while walking people 5% of the time. Open them up at 5.5, -125 on DraftKings, where the best line available is -128 on FanDuel to the 5.5, and that's where PrizePicks has them as well. Pitches thrown under over 97. Projected lineup is 5 lefties, 4 righties, guys, and we end the day with another second matchup of the year. And that's Zack Gallon versus the Rangers. We're back on May 2nd in Texas. He went 5 innings, giving up 3 earned runs while striking out 6. And that's saying something, guys, as Gallon has struggled putting people away on the road this year. And I say that, guys, because at home versus lefties, he has an elite 28.5 K percentage compared to a solid 25% on the road, and an elite 32% strikeout rate at home compared to a dropping off the cliff 20% on the road. And when we check out their numbers, guys, the Rangers over the last 15 days, they're walking league average with middle of the pack isolated power while striking out 23.5% of the time. Now, over the past few weeks, guys, I've figured out how to attack these Rangers when I run a K prop over, guys, and that's we need a guy who uses multiple pitches to put away a lefty or a righty, as when the Rangers can just sit on just 2 pitches, say fastball slider, fastball changeup, like a lot of pitchers do have, that's when they don't hit for the most part. And Gallon, guys, he uses 4 pitches at least 10% of the time or more, while using his 4-seamer 2-to-1 versus right-handed batters, while using his curveball equally to both sides, as well as his changeup 2-to-1 to the left-handed side, as well as splitting his cutter up equally to both sides of the plate, while throwing in a slider to a right-handed batter. So yes, guys, you ain't just sitting on 2 pitches when it comes to your new National League Cy Young Award winner, Zack Gallon. And that's Zack motherfucking Gallon in this house. So if I wanted to last night, guys, to bet the over, I knew just to wait. Because at the end of the day, the numbers say no. And I figured I'd just get a better number. And then I'd also figured that I need to run these lineups, guys, because the past history in this lineup is enough to give me pause to leave the key alone that I have found to bet the Rangers, guys. Understanding a key is one thing. Knowing when to stay off is a great thing, guys. And past experience, past plate appearances versus this man. In 43 plate appearances, we have at least 6 people who've seen him at least 3 at-bats or more. They are striking out combined 16.5% of the time. Oof. Let me tell you, 16.5% of their at-bats in 43 plate appearances of 6 batters in this lineup are only striking out 16.5% of the time, guys. That's enough right there to tell me fucking nope, I don't give a fuck what happens. I'm not running under because he does have the key. I'm sure as fuck not running over versus a 16.5% career strikeout rate. 43 plate appearances is enough to fucking be like, oh, Nelly. Now, does he have the key to go out there and hit 9, 8? Yes. So I'd look at more of a half unit play if you want to back Gallon and take him up. Take him up to where if he does have that good game. Now, past experience says, oh, Sharpie, what are you going to fucking do? Take a guy up, and just donate some money there, bud? Now, what I did put in, guys, is what I put in with Giolito, guys. And that's why I mentioned Giolito's fantasy score for PrizePicks over 35.5. And this is why I also mentioned Zack Gallon's pitches thrown 97.5. I'm taking Zack Gallon under 97.5 pitches thrown today. The Texas Rangers are top 5 in the league in taking first pitches. They're going to make this man work today, other than Seager, who likes to swing first pitch. So be it. Most of these guys in this team take pitches. Taking pitches is good. Throwing that many pitches, you're going to rack up strikeouts that way probably. You probably hit your 6 strikeouts today, Zack Gallon. But I have you going 6 innings. And then those 6 innings, I have them for about 91 to 96 pitches tops. I don't see him going past 96. Really more like 94, 95. And then they tell him to sit down and have a good day. There's been plenty of times they tell him to sit down and have a good day after 6 innings and 88 pitches, guys. So unless this man's humming, this pitch count's down super low, I just don't think that hits today. So in PrizePicks, I put in the 2-pick, guys. I took Giolito over 35.5 fantasy score, and I did the under on Mr. Gallon's pitches under 97.5 as I think Zack Gallon, I think Giolito can hit his fantasy score without even the win. It's telling me he's not giving up 3 earned runs. I know he's going to go 6 innings, and the strikeouts should be there, and I don't got to worry about if this fucker gets hooked because the books janked him up 2 strikeouts. Now, fantasy score was the way I attacked Giolito on PrizePicks with the under 97.5 pitches for the 2-pick power play, guys. So go use that promo code PubSports if you haven't. Get that match deposit on your first deposit up to $100, guys. And if you already used it, go use your wife or your kids. And it's a one-time rollover, and get that rollover on PubSports today, guys. Use that promo code and thank us later. Tag us in your winning tickets because this ticket is winning. Yeah, think outside the box sometimes, guys. Sometimes you just got to think outside the box when you want to bet on a guy. And I do want to bet on both those guys. Now, did I think I wanted to bet an under on Gallon? No, but I just don't see him going near the 100-pitch mark today. So, yeah, get in where you fit in. And where I'm about to fit in is reading off the chat's best bets. So, as I read through the top, if you want, guys, make sure you guys do put in your best bets. Hashtag we be pubbing, and I will read them out if they are there by the time I get there. And what? There is a 20-second time delay, so let's get it, dude. Nice to see Tone up in here first. Of course, McElvoy, my good. Rocco Rogers, the truther since the beginning. EQ, Darren's Moore, what's good? Cover King's up in here talking. He don't understand that 6.5 either. And I wouldn't take the under, bro. I'm telling you, something's fishy there, bro. Now, are the Titty Cappers due to win one? Yes. They've lost 4 in a row. So I could only bet the under, and because it's Verlander is the Titty Capper play of the day to the under, you either got to fade it, which means go over, or just let it go. And I'll just let it go. So nice to see you, Real Deal Prime. Smoky Pots, let's get it, my guys. So let's get to it, guys. Any best bets? We've got Solo Free talking Blake Snell at 8+. That's a guy I just had to let go again, guys. There was a time we could bet on him. If you watched his last post-game interview, he's talking about how he hasn't had control of his breaking balls the last few games and wop, baloo, bam. I'm not betting on problem child Blake Snell. I need to see good games put together, and it seems that all-star snub was a little bit worrisome to a guy who wears panties under his uniform. Yeah, Blake Snell wears panties. Yeah, I've got that inside information too, guys. So, yeah, let's keep it rolling, guys. Sometimes you can get me pissed the fuck off, but let's keep it rolling as we've got Pimp Slapper talking about machine. What else do we got in here, guys? Nobody's giving out bets. Here we go. Justin's on the Braves Mets over 10.5. Over 10.5 total runs full game. So, yeah, looks like Rocco's loading up on Mookie today. He says, loading up on Mookleta. Looks like it. And then they put our boy JD on the IL. Yeah, I'm a little upset about that. Where LJ's best bet is coming in hot as he gave out that Witt Jr. as well. That came in hot for you as you left the live stream to go spend the rest of your night probably with your old lady, because that's what happens when you have a relationship. NY Sharpie single, because I ain't doing that. Nope. But happy wife, happy life, guys, let me tell you. So what's that mean? Sharpie screaming and yelling all the time. So it must not be that damn happy. So, yeah, let's go win some damn money today. And I would love to be happy with money. Markel's talking about Dodgers -2.5 is his best bet. So appreciate the chat, guys. Without you guys, there wouldn't be a Balking Dead. Season 2 has been fun, and we ain't done yet. Smash the like if you haven't. And, yeah. If you guys want my bets before the games, and come tune in to Pub Sports later on, guys. The live bet stream I'll jump on. I will have all my lineups done, and I will drop them with the Contender Series with my boy Big Show, Nicky Fish Tanks, Billy, and the crew, guys, as we get to doing what we do on Tuesday nights. We bet Contender Series and watch Sharpie scream at baseball. Yeah.
Keep firing, assholes!
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how